Hey, good afternoon. A guten Erev Shabbos. It's already noontime. It's the time to prepare for the holy Shabbos that Hashem has given us. A time of peace, tranquility, and health. So I wanted to share with you a little Dvar Torah, a thought. I've been focusing on the priestly blessings this week, and maybe for good reason, because it's the greatest blessings that we use every day that God has given us, and we should really focus on the blessings in our lives. But I want to tell you a fascinating discussion in the Talmud and try to relate it to our day-to-day life. I'll get to the mustard, don't worry. The Gemara says a fascinating discussion that occurred between the angels and God when God commanded the priestly blessings. Rabbi Avira says in the Talmud that the angels of the heaven turned to the Almighty and says, it says in the Torah that I, God, don't show favor and don't take bribes. Yet in the priestly blessing it says, Yisa Hashem panav elecha v'yaseh lecha shalom, that God should show favor to you. So the angels turned to God, they said, what's going on here? You said that you don't take bribes, you don't show favor, yet here you show favor to the Jewish people. So God answered, should I not show favor to them? The Torah says that after you eat something, you should eat and you should be satiated. And you should bless God. Only if you're satiated do you bless God. But the Jewish people, even if they eat a size of an egg or an olive, they still bless me. Basically what that means is that according to Jewish law, the only time you have to say grace after meals is if you're satiated. So if you eat a corned beef sandwich with coleslaw and all the toppings and you're still not satiated, like some people I know, technically you don't have to do grace after meals. But the Jewish people instituted that even if you just eat the size of an egg or an olive, you still make the blessing grace after meals. What's going on here? What's God telling the angels? The angels asked if you show favor or not. He says, the Jews do grace after meals. And what's the big deal if we do grace after meals? There's a lot of other things where we go beyond the letter of the law. Why is it specifically the grace after meals? You know the oldest adage, the oldest story, I probably told it to you many times. It's one of the favorite stories about the guy who comes to the rabbi, lives in a shtetl in a one-bedroom apartment. He has 6 kinderlach, and everyone sleeps on top of each other. And it wasn't even Corona time, so they got out, but still. And he had a little barn outside. He came crying to the rabbi. Me and my wife were fighting all day. We can't survive. We're up to our forehead with kids screaming and jumping. And what should we do? So the rabbi says, what do you have? He says, what do you mean? He says, what do you have outside? He says, I have a cow, a goat, and a chicken. And we all know the story. So the rabbi says, well, bring them into your house. He says, are you crazy? The rabbi says, you want to listen to me? It's good. If not, not. So he brings them in and he comes back a week later. He says, Rabbi, I can't take it. The chickens are pooping all over, and the cow is mooing, and the goat is schlepping on everything. So the rabbi says, take out the chickens. A week later he says, Rabbi, the chickens are out, but still, the goat is he says, take out the goat. And a week later he says, Rabbi, it's fine, but how can I live with a cow? It's like living in a barn. He says, take out the goat. And of course, the next day he says, Rabbi, life is beautiful. The house is so peaceful. Everything's so great. There's no noise. There's no animals. And of course, the message was, he said, appreciate what you have. You see, listen to this and listen carefully. Sometimes God blesses us to the effect that we're satiated. He gives us so much and such abundance. We have everything we need. You think it's hard to bless God then? To thank Hashem? You have everything you need. You have a big house. You have delicious foods. You have a hefty bank account. You have a summer home. You're driving a Tesla. Life is good. Is that a big deal to bless God? But sometimes God only gives us an olive or an egg. He gives us things, but he doesn't give us everything. And we don't feel satiated. Then it's hard to say thank you. And that's what God was saying to the angels. Listen, the Jewish people, what's the word Yehudi? To be a Jew means to have gratitude, to be thankful to the Almighty. We know 2 things. A, that whatever God gives us is more than we deserve, and we're grateful for whatever we have. And B, that whatever he gives us is what we need. We don't need more. And that's what God said, Kamayim upon him. When you see the water, you see your reflection. If that's how the Jews show favor to me, that they say thank you even when they have an olive or an egg for whatever they have. So Yisa Hashem panav elecha. God says, I show favor to them. I reciprocate. It's a beautiful summer day. And you decide, you make up with your siblings and some friends, you're going to the ocean. You take the kids, you pack the most detailed picnic with whatever you want. You come to a picturesque place on the ocean where there's just enough sun and a little bit of clouds, and you can hear the birds chirping, and it's right near a playground. The kids are running in the playground, and you hear their laughter. You're sitting and taking a walk on the beautiful water, on the beautiful ocean. Everything is good. And then you unpack the picnic. And you put down the beautiful red blanket you brought. And you take out the delicious meats and cold cuts that you packed. And the chicken. And you take out the vegetables that you cut. And the dessert that you made. And the delicious lemonade that you packed so well. And everyone has a matching beautiful pink napkin. And everything is amazing. And then suddenly you look, you're missing one thing. And you schlep and you go and you look up and you look down and you're trying to find. You can't believe it. You're missing the mustard. How could you eat meat without mustard? It's impossible. What are you going to do? You get upset. You pack up everything back in the picnic. You schlep your kids into the car. You leave and you go home. Enough. I need my mustard. Sounds ridiculous, right? But isn't that what we do every single day? Every single day we have so many things, but we say, where's the mustard? We're not satiated with what God gave us. We say, I want the mustard. And if I don't have the mustard, I'm not going to be happy. How about we wake up every morning and say, V'achalta v'savata. We say the great, we become satiated with even the little we have. We realize that that's the blessing. You get up in the morning, every single morning, and you say, you're healthy. Hopefully your kids are healthy. And you say, oh, the neighbor's making noise. Why is this car driving too slow? Why is this guy calling me? Why is my kid nudging me? Why is it so cloudy? Why is it too hot? Why is it humid? Instead of thanking and appreciating what we have, we get to focus. We focus and scream, I want the mustard. Where's my mustard? So Shabbos is coming. I have an idea for you. Why don't we take a pen every day, like a little diary, and every single day have the thank you list. What am I thanking Hashem for today? And every day find that gratitude. Yehudi, to be a Jew means to have gratitude to Hashem. God says, Yisa Hashem panav elecha, I show favor. Why? Because it's a reflection. It's a reflection of the favor we show, that we even give grace after meals. We're satiated, even with an olive or with an egg. You know the old story about it's Mother's Day, and this guy comes to the store where he's a big executive, and he pulls up to the store where he's going to pay to have express flowers delivered tomorrow. It's Saturday, tomorrow, Sunday. They're going to send flowers. Someone's going to deliver it by his mother who lives 200 miles away. As he's coming to pay, he pays for it. He walks out, he sees a little girl sitting on the curb crying. He says, Olivia, what's wrong? She starts crying. She says, I want to buy my mother a rose for Mother's Day, but I only have 75 cents and it costs $1. What am I going to do? So the guy says, he's a big macher. Don't worry, he's a wealthy executive. He says, here, I'm going to buy you not one, but 2 roses. You keep the 75 cents. And he buys the girl 2 roses. And then he says, hey, you want me to drive you home? And she says, I would love you to drive me to my mother. And he says, sure, what's your address? And she looks at him and she says, take me to the cemetery. And he goes with her to the cemetery, and she goes to her mother's grave, and she puts down the roses on her mother's grave. She cries. When he's done, he takes her home, and he immediately goes back to that store. He cancels his order, and he drives the 200 miles to bring his mother the roses. My friends, don't focus on the mustard. Yisa Hashem panav elecha, may God show favor to us. Why? Because we're satiated. We have gratitude even for the small things we have, because they're really the big things. Good Shabbos, everyone. Today at 7 o'clock, we'll do a Zoom pre-Shabbos Cyber Kiddush with L'chaims and some Dvar Torahs. This Shabbos, another beautiful Shabbos will be celebrated. Abdullah will be on Facebook Live, 9:15. May God bless us all, that we should have gratitude and joy. And in our own lives, we should see the health, the beauty, the things that are so beautiful, and let it stay with us forever. Good Shabbos.